Yeah. Welcome everybody. We want to thank so many people who are here that help organize and put this gun buyback together. We didn't just do it alone. And I want to just make sure that we understand Saturday, December 15th will be National Gun Buyback Day. So the momentum that we've been doing, that's right. Give us a hand, y'all. We ended senseless gun violence. This is happening all over the country simultaneously that we ending senseless gun violence. And so there's a lot of partners that are here that are going to speak. And so we just want to make sure we acknowledge a lot of people who's here before we do speak. I want to just make sure I give a shout out to all the sponsors, especially the dispensaries, Barbary Coast, Green Door, Authentic 415, Grassroots. Without them putting money to the cause, it wouldn't happen. And so I just wanted to get that, to be acknowledged and let that be known. And so the first person we coming up and have speak, the mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, who's amazing and been supporting senseless gun buybacks since the beginning of time before she was even the mayor. And so I want to bring her up, give it up, you guys, for the mayor.
Thank you, Rudy, and thank each and every one of you for being here today. We want to get the word out about this gun buyback this Saturday, and I just want to start by talking a little bit about, sadly, many of the tragedies that have existed over the years in San Francisco, all over San Francisco. I come to United Playaz, this amazing place, and I see so many of the people I grew up with on the walls, people that we lost in this city to gun violence. It hurts our families, it hurts our communities. And as Maddie Scott from the Healing Circle has always said, hurt people hurt people. And when you think about it, why would we want someone to feel that same hurt and pain from violence? Why would we want them to hurt just as bad as we hurt when we lose a family member or a friend to senseless violence? So many people who are here today have really been in this fight for so many years, and I see Sean Richard with Brothers Against Guns, who's been on the battlefield fighting to try and resolve so many conflicts, things that we may not always see out in the open, but have led to amazing results of people being able to live their lives alive and free. And we have so much work to do. We have to get these guns off the streets. And I want to thank United Playaz for consistently holding these gun buybacks to give people an opportunity to get these guns out of their hands, out of their homes, out of our streets, out of our playgrounds, out of our communities, and just destroyed. And that is what our ultimate goal is, to get as many guns off the streets as possible. One gun off the street means thousands of lives possibly saved. And I want to thank the San Francisco Police Department and Chief Bill Scott and so many folks who come here whenever Rudy reaches out to the department and asks for assistance in obtaining these guns and getting rid of these guns. The police department has been on the front line as a community partner in this effort. I want to thank all the sponsors and all the amazing organizations that are here to work together to address what we know, has really taken far too many lives of our friends and our family members. We say not one more, Big Rich, not one more. Not one more death, not one more funeral, not one more. And today starts a new day. So I want to thank Rudy and United Playaz and so many amazing people, one a gun buyback at a time. We've gotten hundreds of guns off the streets, hundreds and thousands of lives saved as a result. And it's all due to this community coming together to address a real challenge, not just here in our city, but all over our country. We will push for reforms. We will push to change how the kids that are growing up now, their normal should not be gun drills. Their normal should be happiness and playing in the playgrounds. We talked about this at the visual we held for so many family members this past Sunday. Was it Sunday, Maddie? Sunday, where we talked about some of the people who lost family members to gun violence, suicides, accidents where kids got a hold of guns, situations where people's children have been murdered, not just on the streets, but in the classrooms. This cannot continue to be normal. And we are going to do what we can to get as many guns off the streets through this gun buyback. And I want to thank all of you for playing a major role in saving lives. Thank you all so much for being here today.
Thank you, Mayor Breed. As you guys know, today is December the 11th. In San Francisco last year, December 12th was a real significant day in San Francisco. I don't know if you guys remember what happened. Mayor Ed Lee passed away. May he rest in peace. That man was about ending senseless gun violence. He was a big contributor and supporter of ending gun violence. And so last year, a day after 1 year after December 12th, Mayor London Breed was brought in as our mayor. And she's been doing a tremendous job of helping endless, senseless gun violence and all violence across San Francisco. So I wanted to give it up to our sister right here for staying honest and consistent and true with your word. And so thank you. Shouts out to the, rest in peace, Mayor Ed Lee, because I know he in the house. So there's a lot of partners who are in all this. Project Level, Turf, right? The Brady Campaign, West Bay, all these organizations been helping out to make this happen. The SFPD has been a big part of helping this. We got a new captain in our neighborhood. Big Ed, what's up, player? We're going to have to find a UP shirt that fits you. And so, anyway, there's been so many people who's been helping out to make this happen. We can't do this alone. And so I want to bring up somebody else. Our district supervisor, Jane Kim, she's been very supportive, and we got one of her workers is here, my brother, like no other, a boss player, John Jacobo.
So good morning, everyone. Put that down there. So thank you all for being here. My name is John Jacobo, and as Rudy said, I'm with Supervisor Kim's office here on her behalf. She's in a meeting, so she can't make it. That's why I'm here. So, I've come to find that in the work that we do, we often encounter issues that are deeply personal to us. And I know that the issue of gun violence is something that's deeply personal to many San Franciscans and many Americans across the country. I've personally lost my grandfather to gun violence. I've lost 2 uncles to gun violence. And at 16, I lost my best friend to gun violence. My family and I, like far too many others, know what a destructive force an unsecured firearm in the wrong hands could be. We know that it takes a split second to make an irreversible decision that lasts a lifetime, and we know there is no going back. And it's why efforts like this buyback, that matter. Each individual firearm taken off the streets is a life saved, it's a family kept intact, and a community kept whole. The UP quote that I think so eloquently states, "It takes the hood to save the hood," is accurate. And that's exactly why this matters. So I really just want to commend United players, Rudy, Misha, the entire team, and everybody that comes out to make this possible. And I really do hope to see everybody on Saturday. Thank you.
We got a couple of more speakers we want to bring up here. Where's SVIP? Right on. We want to make sure we acknowledge you guys for doing the work you do. And then where's my brother Bo at? The Bo-rilla. That man right there did 45 years in prison, and he's out helping endless senseless gun violence. And all the brothers who did the outreach were all lifers. Raise your hand. All these brothers right here, and some brothers behind you, who all at one point was taking life, but now is giving life. They're all back helping out the end senseless gun violence. My brother Bucci right there, nephew. Youngster's involved helping us out. And so the next gentleman I want to bring up, he's been so instrumental in helping San Francisco end violence, period. He gave me a quote. I'm going to probably let him share with you. Just give it up for our Chief William Scott.
All right.
Good morning. I'm just going to go to straight what the mayor said and reemphasize. Not one more. Not one more. And this is not going to happen by accident, and thank you for all the leaders in the room, starting with the mayor and all the leaders in the room, members of the San Francisco Police Department that are with me today. This takes a community. I think everybody up here, and probably most people in this room, have been impacted one way or another by gun violence, whether it be suicide, murder, accident. Violence is violence, and a life is a life. Not one more. We're tired of it. We're sick of it as a community, and we're going to do something about it. I got asked yesterday whether gun buybacks make a difference. I think they make a difference. Not I think they make a difference. I know they make a difference. Because taking guns off of the streets prevents them from getting in the hands of people that are going to use them for the wrong reasons. Yes. And any way that we can do that, we will do that. United Playaz, thank you for what you do. All the partners in this endeavor, thank you for what you do. The men and women of the San Francisco Police Department, we've confiscated 1,100, basically a little bit over 1,100 guns this year off the streets. Yeah. We've reduced gun-related homicides by 41% from over this time last year. We've reduced homicides by 31%. Give it a hand. And that's just not the police department. That's the community. That's these people standing up here that care. That's these people that have made it their life's work because they've been impacted by it, and they don't want anybody else to be impacted by it. If you have a gun that you don't want in your house, turn it in. Give it up. You get $100. If it's an assault weapon, you get $200. But it makes a difference. You can be the difference. Not one more is real. And in this city, we don't want to lose any other lives to gun violence. So come and join us on Saturday. Be a part of making this city the safest city in this country. Thank you.
No questions asked. We got two more speakers, and then we're going to wrap it up. We want to bring a powerful mother who's from the Brady campaign and also Mothers in Charge. Maddie Scott, you guys, been on the front line.
Thank you, Rudy, and thank you, United Playaz. Thank all of you for being here today. I lost my son 22 years ago to gun violence in my neighborhood. He was father of two beautiful young boys. The next day was my grandson's birthday. That was his birthday present that I had to tell him that his father was killed. I couldn't tell him he was shot. I just had to tell him that his father had died. And I don't want another mother, grandmother, aunt, girlfriend, husband, a wife, or anyone to feel the pain that I felt on that day and that I continue to feel. That pain wakes me up every day to do this work with people like United Playaz, with Chief Scott, with our Mayor London Breed, and all of you in this room in the Brady campaign. That pain motivates me to be here for a mother right now, George Crosby, a grandmother who's at our grandson's funeral right now in Oakland. That pain motivates me to go to the schools to talk to young people who are angry, who are mad, who are hurting, to talk to my neighbors who are hurting, to come to a sensible solution so that they won't pick up a gun. So we ask you to join us on Saturday to get these guns off the street. I have elderly family members and elderly neighbors who I'm working with for United Playaz to go pick up their guns because they're afraid of them. Their husbands have gone, and they have guns in their home that their husbands were collectors, and they want the guns out of their homes. So if you have neighbors or family members or anyone that's afraid to touch the weapon or to pick it up, call SFPD, call Rudy, call us. We'll come to your house and arrange to have that gun removed. Because this is the highest rate of homicide, you all, is during the holiday season. The holiday season, people are depressed, they're stressed out, and this is the highest time of homicide, suicide with a gun, domestic violence with a gun, and just street violence, period. So I'm proud to be a member of United Playaz of San Francisco, our city, where we can boast now that homicide has gone down. We can boast because we have a chief that works with us. We have police department that work with us. We have a mayor that cares, and our former mayor, Ed Lee. We're thinking about you, Mrs. Lee, today. We thank you, Mrs. Lee, for your husband and your family and all the dedicated services that he gave us and for standing with us. We know he's with us today. So I thank all of you because united we stand, divided we fall. And each one must reach one and teach one. And we can stop the killing and start the healing by bringing your guns on Saturday here to United Playaz. Thank you, Rudy. God bless you.
Powerful, 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 y'all. I say this last speaker because the brother right here does so much work that's under the radar that a lot of people don't even know. He touches a crowd that a lot of people can't touch. He's from the rap industry. This man right here runs a organization called Project Level. He deals with numerous of artists and rappers. My brother Go Toes is in the house. Where you at? Sexy bald head. What's up? That's my brother. Louis Lowe. What's up, baby? Where Arch at? What's up, baby? Before I bring Big Rich up, I just want to say that man right there, Go Toes, came all the way from Houston, Texas. He brought all the rappers together of San Francisco in the Bay Area, and they did a toy drive that brought hundreds and hundreds of toys to help stop the violence. So we getting toys and we getting rid of guns, y'all. That's where the rap community come from. Thank you, Go Toes. Julio Sanchez. Come on, man. Me and him go back like a hot bowl of menudo. Huh? And so, without further ado, I want to bring up my brother. Hold up. We got to give a shout out to Damian Posey. See that man right there? My bad, man. That dude right there does amazing work all over Frisco. Stop gang violence everywhere. So I want to say, man, big salutes to you, homie. All right, but I want to bring up my brother from Project Level, Big Rich.
Man, been a United player for 19 years, and you know, like I tell Rudy all the time, I'm gonna be a United player for the rest of my life. But it does take the hood to save the hood. I'm kind of like, you know, me and Rudy and everyone up here, we're a product of that. We're showing that every day. Every time I hear Maddie's story, it kind of gets me choked up a little bit. So I heard the gunshots when her son was killed 22 years ago. I was like 14 years old, living with my mom, and in her kitchen, you can hear everything. It's a parking lot right outside her kitchen window. And I heard the shots, and I ran to the window, and I seen them laid out. And, you know, no paramedics, nothing was at that time. People was calling 911, and people was coming. So I ran downstairs, and I got as close as I could get. And I just kind of remember that time growing up in Fillmore. I think by the time I was 21, I've been to like over 50 funerals. 80% of them was gun related. You know what I mean? So when Rudy brought me on, this is what, our sixth one, I believe, eighth. I've been here every time. I'm gonna be here to the last one. But it's very important. The work that I do is in the arts, is for the youth, is for the young artists and stuff like that. But I'm a product of Fillmore. I'm a product of gun violence. You know what I'm saying? I'm a product of this, and I feel like what we're doing, you got to have a certain level of experience, a certain level of understanding, a level of compassion for what's going on for the mothers like Maddie Scott and my brother Sean, who lost an idol of mine. His little brother was like an idol to me, Tracy Richard. And so I'm just here. You know, I rap, but I don't like talking in front of all these people. So I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. It takes a hood to save the hood. See you on Saturday.
So I want to just wrap it up and say this. This would not be possible if it wasn't like brothers like Sean or Arturo. So watch this. I'm going to even break it down. You got the mayor, London Breed. You got the police. You got brothers from the hood. You got the weed people here. You got people from every sector. The youngsters, right? The supervisors. All the homies who was in prison that came home, all of us collectively together, the tech industry, the development industry, all of us are coming together for that one cause that affects everybody. Because one life that's took can end the whole world. Y'all don't hear me though. One life that's took, that person whose life is took could be that same person that saved this whole world. But guess what? That person who we keep alive may be even the same person who will save the world. All it takes is one person, man, that we need to save. And so all these gun parts that we getting, Bucci, let that box out. Dump that stuff on the ground. Dump that shit on the floor. Watch this. That's what we doing with these guns. We breaking them down. SFPD helping us out, and we making shovels right here. Look, we planting trees. That planted Ed Lee's tree when he passed away, May the 5th. When he passed away last year, but we planted his tree for his birthday. So it says in the Bible, in Isaiah, that swords will be turned into plowshares. Amen. Feel me? As we decompose violence, may the earth again be free. Thank y'all for showing up.